Yo, what's up? Tony from howtobuyandsellyourcars.com, and in this short video I want to talk to you and teach you something based on my experience of buying and selling a ton of cars for profits since I was a young teenager. And this is basically a video on how much to invest into a car that you bought that you want to sell for profit. Okay, it's a pretty tough question because sometimes you'll buy a car that doesn't need too much to be invested. Sometimes you'll buy a car that you have to fix certain things or else you can't sell it, or you can't make the money that you want to make out of it. You know, kind of like buying a car and it needs a battery, right? But you don't put a battery in it because you don't want to invest the money into it. And you try to go show it one day and you try to sell it and it won't start. I mean, it's something that you have to replace to sell, correct? So I hope you're with me on that. Maybe you buy a car and the driver's window doesn't work. The power window is broken and you need to fix it. That's something that you shouldn't list for sale unless it's working, right? So you have to put money into that, get a regulator for it, change it out yourself or have it changed, and invest $200, whatever it is, to put a regulator in and get it fixed and get the window working, because it's an important window. You know, you're going through a drive-through, you're going to pick up a ticket at a parking lot or whatever. You need the driver's window to work. You can't. It's going to be harder to sell that car with a problem like that. You know, so just keep those things in mind when buying and selling a car. You know, sometimes you'll buy a car from an auction or maybe a private party person, and you discover that, oh my God, it needs shocks, right? Shocks are going to set you back a couple of $100 if you do them yourself. You know, you could probably buy a shock for $30 to $150 depending on the make and model, depending on if it's a McPherson strut or a regular shock, whatever you're doing. Plus you're going to need a little bit of spring compressors if you're doing them at home like I usually do. And you need to take all of these things into consideration when bidding on your car, when buying your car, you know? So it's how much to invest. How much to invest is a minimal amount as possible with the car in the best shape as possible. So you don't want to go fixing everything on a car. You know, when I first started out, I wanted to fix everything on it, and then you invest too much money in it. Get it to where it's okay, or until it's good enough, all right? Because you can't fix everything on it. Major things get fixed, you know, a shock if it has to, some kind of leak, a radiator leak or something, those kind of things, a new battery, some new light bulbs on it, because you want to sell it with all the lights working on the car, right? You don't want to have a car with no lights working on it or something. So stuff like that. You want to take those things into consideration and bid accordingly. Okay, bid accordingly, all these parts out to the potential, you know, seller. Say, hey, listen, it needs shocks, or it needs this, it needs that. This is when you negotiate with the buying stage, you know. You need to negotiate, cut your prices down, you know, overinflate the prices sometimes on shocks or brakes or whatever. It needs brakes, you know, I gotta go to the brake shop and get it done. That's going to cost me like $600 to $800. But if you can't do it yourself, that's where you're going to save all the money, or have a mechanic that you know personally that you know can get it done for like $200 or $300, or do them yourself. You know, you could buy a set of pads and brakes and shoes for like $100 or less sometimes. So keep all that stuff in mind. You know what? I actually cover all of this stuff in complete step-by-step detail within the F1 Auto Cash Formula training course. It's an 8-week intensive video training course. It takes you step-by-step through the whole process of buying and selling cars for profit. It's a go-at-your-pace course, so if you feel Module 1, 2 is a little kind of things that you know already, you want to move on quicker, you could do that. You could, you know, take all 8 weeks at once, at one shot, or go through it step by step, kind of like how I broke it up for you to, so you guys can consume it a little easier. All right. So I really recommend you to check that out. Check it out. We, been helping people since 2009 learn about buying and selling cars for profits. I explain everything in it, and check it out. Go to howtobuyandSellYourCars.com right now and download the free report that I have for you. It's 17 pages. It talks about what I do and all that other good stuff, and how you can get on board and copy the strategies and make everything work for you. So hope you enjoyed this post, this video. I hope you learned something. Try not to go buying cars that need too much work, because it's not going to be worth it for you. What I started doing recently was just buying cars that needed the minimal. Some cars you're going to get that just needs just a detail, and you're going to make a few $1,000s on it. You know what I mean? So go there, check it out. I look forward to working with you and getting started and learning how to buy and sell cars for profits. Have a great day. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.